This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel. The World Series. The Oakland Athletics versus the Cincinnati Reds. Game 3.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970-73 World Series Game 3, live at the Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. It's the Cincinnati Reds versus the Oakland A's. This game brought to you by Aquavell. You heard all that. You heard it. Game 1 I did that. I'm going to do it again. But Game 3, series tied at 1 apiece. Both teams showed some moxie in their victories. Reds got off the hitting snide by getting a catfish hunter late in Game 2, and they have some momentum. Coming into Game 3, they also had Gary Nolan. Pitching for them, they believe their best pitcher, but can't pitch on 3 days rest, so he waits to Game 3. He'll be available in Game 7. And for the A's, it's Ken Holtzman, the big addition in the offseason that propelled this team to a division and #1 seed in the American League, but he's been a so-so pitcher for them. He's only been 4-4 to this point this year, as it's been the Blue Hunter show. But that only gets you halfway to a title. You need more. You need a 3 and 4 guy, or at least a 3 guy in this case. You need a little bit more than just Blue and Hunter to win a World Series, and Ken Holtzman's going to have to be it. And both teams, interestingly, have done some roster lineup switches today, and we'll get to that as the game progresses. So let's get started. From Game 3, the Reds and A's. Leading off for the Reds, it'll be Bobby Tolan. 48 off of Holtzman, his second X. And today it's Dick Green at home as a 2E12 second baseman makes the play. Pete Rose. 2-6 for Rose is a base hit. B. Steeler being held on, not going anywhere. They do have Mr. French catching, but he's batting 9th today, so you get a -1 arm catcher. And it's Tony Perez. 2-5 is a K. And with 2 outs, here's your hero of Game 2, Johnny Bench, who had a grand slam off of Catfish Hunter in the 8th inning. The pitch to Johnny Bench. 68 off of Holtzman's, flies to right field. Leading off for the A's, they're going back to Campaneris against a righty. No more of that Jim French experiment. They want to, at least in the World Series, they want to leave their speedy guy at the top. 1-9 is a grounder to short. And we have an out. Sal Bando, 48. Single one of 16 off of Nolan is a base hit. You see the righty, it's a righty-dominant lineup. They have the lefties Joshua and Donaldson on the bench because Gary Nolan's better against lefties. Reggie Jackson, the man on at first. 58, pops to second. And with 2 outs, Gene Tennis. 68, pops to second. Top of the second inning, it'll be Ted Savage against the lefty Holtzman. 54, off the Holtzman card. It is gone. And there's your first moment of your World Series. Ted Savage didn't even play for the Cincinnati Reds. He was with Milwaukee in 70. And he was signed as their DH, and he contributes and gives the Reds a 1-0 lead. Concepcion, 1-8. Against the lefty is a base hit dot. Being held on, and here we have another switcheroo. Your number 7th hitter is getting a rare start. It is Ken Suarez. Let's take a look at Ken Suarez. He is Johnny Bench's backup catcher. He gets to be a DH today with Johnny still catching. And he's one of the least used players in the National League. Was a Texas Ranger in 73. Actually had 278 bats at 248. And he is going to hit and run with the speedy Concepcion on at first. The hit and run, and this will simply move a runner up. You don't have to steal in the 11 if it's a B hit and runner, and that's what Suarez is. So Concepcion gets to second with 1 out for Tom Helms. 68 flies to right, and with 2 outs, it's Vukovic, the third baseman. 2-3 grounds to short. So the inside baseball didn't work for Cincinnati in that case, with Suarez, Helms, and Vukovic. But they have a 1-0 lead. Joe Rudy batting 5th against the righty. Normally bats 6th. 37 is a K. Mike Hegan. 34 is a K. And Dick Green batting 7th. 39 is a base hit. And here is Angel Mangual. The runner at first and 2 outs. Rolls the second off the Nolan card. We'll go to the third. It's Bobby Tolan of the Bells. 2-7. Finally, a base hit. He's been in a little bit of a cold streak, but he heats up here with a base hit. Double A stealer. First opportunity to steal. He's going to take it against the -1 arm. And it's going to be a 15. He's going to be thrown out stealing by the Mr. Jim French. -1 arm catcher. And tough break for the Reds again. Trying to gain an advantage on the road. Taking some chances on the base paths. Pete Rose. 67. Pops the first. And Tony Perez. 2-8 is a K. Well, trying to ruffle the feathers of Ken Holtzman in the first 3 innings has had mixed results. It did get a solo homer by Savage off the Holtzman card. Have put 4 men on base, but only have a 1-0 lead. Jim French, now batting 9th. 2-5 draws the walk in the 9 spot. That'll turn up to the top to Campaneris. 1-8 is a 6-4-3 double play for Campaneris, a short A+. But with the slow-footed E-stealing French on the bases not being held. That's a tough break for the A's. And now you got Sal Bando. 2-8, Bando off his card. Triple 1-2 is a single. No, it's not, folks. It's triple 1-2, single the rest. He winds up on third base. The ball just kind of skids through the outfield, finds some mud or something in the swamp in the Oakland outfield there. And it's going to be Reggie Jackson with 2 outs and the tie run at third base. The pitch to Reggie. 46 off of the Nolan card is double 1-4 base hit. And again, we're tied in the World Series. This World Series keeps going back and forth. Reggie, an A stealer against a -4 arm catcher with Gene Tennis and his 200 walks or 400 walks. Just kidding. No, not much sense really to attempt to steal in this situation. 2-9 is a K. 1-1 in the 4th. And it's Johnny Bench. 59 rolls to second base. Ted Savage. 2-2 flies left. And Concepcion. 5-10 catcher's card. Jim French, a 3-12. Another French error. 2 errors by a catcher in this World Series by Jim French. Was actually a Washington Senator. Wasn't even on the Oakland A's. But the speedy Concepcion is on at first. You got thrown out last time. You'd like to get in a scoring position with 2 outs. You know you got a -1 arm catcher. He's going to try it again. And he's safe on a 2, and he hits the T rating. He ends up at third base, and Mr. French had all sorts of problems this inning. Couldn't field the nubber in front of the plate, made an error. Then he throws a ball into center field for his 2nd error of the inning. It's up to the Reds to capitalize on this. Suarez will bat with a runner on third base now, and 2 outs. The pitch to Ken Suarez. 56 off the Holtzman card. That's how you do it, folks. Triple 1-2 base hit. That's how you get contributions from a Kenny Suarez and a Ted Savage in a World Series for the Cincinnati Reds. They take a 2-1 lead. They're going to out Gonzalo Marquez the A's and Matt Alexander and Larry Lintz and all those other Herb Washington and all those other extra. Oakland and their seemingly 40-man roster they had during their dynasty, where guys just kept coming on to the team and leaving and coming back on and manipulating the 25-man roster, did Oakland. But the Reds have a 2-1 lead. It'll be Tommy Helms. 47 is a K. So a very confused Ken Holtzman has given up 2 runs in 4 frames. Bottom of the 4th, it'll be Joe Rudy. 39 is a walk. Mike Hegan. 48 off of Gary Nolan, but it is 2nd X in the column. Terrible break. 1-10. Should be a double play for Miss. This is where you have to keep rolling, folks. It's an error for a 12 E rating second baseman. Mr. Helms is an E10. You got to put the proper result in. And it is a GBA. Tough break for Oakland. Gary Nolan is pitching up to his reputation here. With 2 outs, it's Dick Green. 4-10, center X. This is Tolan, a 2E9 in center. Again, you have to put the proper E rating in, and it's called. We go to the 5th. 2-1, John Vukovic. 55, the bad hitters in Oakland are finding the Holtzman card. Saw it with Savage, saw it with Suarez, and now Vukovic. 55. Homer 1 double. Again, Holtzman, he's not lights out like Vita Blue and Catfish Hunter. He's accessible at least. Very good pitcher, but you can still get on him. So, Vukovic is at second for Bobby Tolan of the Bells. 39 is a fly ball to right. Pete Rose. 57 is a bouncer to short. Campaneris a 322 at shortstop. I'll take the ground ball save. Runner will go to third with 2 outs. And it's Tony Perez. Let's take a look at the card. Magnificent card of 1970 of Tony Perez was your best Red this year. Outshined even Johnny Bench, was the Red MVP. Big moment here to increase the lead. Runner at third, 2 outs. Pitch to Tony Perez. 1-3, flies to left field. Another tight World Series game, folks. The traditional World Series of 1972 went 7 games, and we might be on that path. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, but first, let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Bottom of the 5th for the A's, just a 2-1 game. It'll be Angel Mangual. 1-8, pops to first. Jim French, been in the storyline a lot. 67 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Campaneris. 55, short X. This is Concepcion at 2E21. That's going to be a cheap single off of Campaneris defense. Seen a lot of defensive miscues. So, do you make the Reds pay for that with 2 outs by attempting a steal? You did it in game 1. You can't take Bench off the hook and just avoid it. So, the AA Campaneris will attempt a stolen base here. Rolls the 16, and Johnny Bench guns him down. 2-1 in the 6th. Exciting baseball. Johnny Bench leads off. 32 rolls to short. Ted Savage, 111, rolls to short. And Concepcion, 35 is a base hit with 2 outs. Do you try a steal again to get into scoring position? That's the theme. He's going to do it. And he rolls a 2, and he gets the T rating again. We are seeing a difference of catching performance affecting this game in a major way now. As again Concepcion ends up at third base. The 3rd error in the last 3 innings by Jim French. And it's going to be Ken Suarez again. Saw his card the first time up. Came through in the 4th off of Holtzman. The pitch to Ken Suarez. 37 just misses a hit and skies the center field. What a wild one this is. 2-1. Low scoring, but some rather fascinating matchups. Anyway. Bando. Bottom of the 6th against Nolan. 3-11 is a K. It'll be Reggie. 1-11 rolls to second. And Gene Tennis. 3-6 is a walk. And Joe Rudy. 58 off Nolan, flies to left. Bosman was through 6 shutout innings in game 2 that got knocked around in the 7th. Nolan's getting up a run, but he is really the sharpest pitcher, I would say, of the Red Trio in the series thus far. We go to the 7th, a 2-1 Cincinnati lead. Do we get into the bullpens? Holtzman's a starter 8, Nolan's a starter 7, but you know the Reds want to push Nolan. And the A's have had problems this year with their bullpen. Tommy Helms leads off in the 7th inning. 4-10, lines the first. Vukovic 1-7 is a K, and with 2 outs. It's Bobby Tolan of the Bells. 112 rolls to first. Stretch time in Oakland. We are checking out some Shuggy Otis's 71 LP Freedom Flight. Classic Strawberry Letter 23. And of course, Freedom Flight, One Room Country Shack, Sweet Thing. Good stuff by Shuggy. Bottom of the 7th inning. Nolan's breaking inning. The Reds have their defense in there today, with them starting in the form of Vukovic. So we will continue into the 7th. It'll be Mike Hegan. 53. Rolls to first. Dick Green. 510. Catcher's card. Bench. A 187 catcher. Going for that E rating, and they cannot get it. And Angel Mangual. 210 is a fly ball to center. That's a hit against a lefty. He's not that great against righties. It's a 2-1 game. Nolan's delivering big time for Cincinnati into the 8th inning. Holtzman's breaking inning. He's only given up 2 runs, and they were very odd. A home run on his own card and these catcher errors. It'll be Pete Rose in the 8th. 2-3, pops to first. Dangerous Tony Perez. 5-12, short X. 3-22 at short for Campaneris boots the ball. We're seeing the Oakland defense crack today. The 4th error by the A's, but the Reds only have a 2-1 lead, and it's Johnny Bench, homered in the 8th inning in game number 2 against Hunter. The pitch to Johnny Bench. 47 off of Holtzman is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Ted Savage. 2-3, rolls to third. Holtzman holds it together. The Reds may regret the blown opportunities today. It's just 2-1. They're really pushing a lot on the Gary Nolan plate. He's had some complete games this year, has a shutout this year. But this is a huge moment to take over home field that he lost in game 1. If he and the Reds can finish the next 6 outs. It'll be Jim French. 48 off of Nolan is second X. This is Tommy Helms, the 1E10 second baseman. That's why they love Tommy. They're not in a huge hurry to get Joe Morgan, who's a 3E20 for the Astros at this point. They'll get him soon enough. Bert Campaneris, a real thorn in the side of the Reds. 2-8 though, rolls to short, and with 2 outs, it's Sal Bando. 2-7 is a K, and it's Gary Nolan's your story today. A triple by Bando on a roll of 1-2. Scored a single, and that's been the only damage. We go to the 9th, and Kenny Holtzman goes to the 9th as well. Ken Holtzman does not have a complete game this year. This could be his first opportunity, albeit in a losing cause. It'll be Dave Concepcion leading off in the 9th inning. 68, flies to right. Now, if you wanted to now, you've had Carbo and May on the bench today because you wanted them to bring them in late for an opportunity. And they're going to do it. They're going to use this opportunity. They're going to pinch hit for Suarez with Lee May. Let's take a look at Lee May's 1971 card. It's worth a shot at the solo shot. Homers are about the same lefty-righty. And Holtzman will pitch to him. They're not going to go to the bullpen. It'll be Lee May. Here's the pitch. 65, skies to center field. And with 2 outs, it's Tommy Helms. 56, triple 1-2 is a base hit. Base hit for Tommy Helms. Now you have Vukovic, your defensive third baseman. You sort of have to let him bat here. 5-11 is a walk off the Holtzman card. That is a huge mistake. You just walked a 166 hitter in the 9th inning of Game 3 of the World Series. And now it takes it back up to Bobby Tolan of the Bells. And that's going to be it. They're going to pull Holtzman. You always hit a pull guy at 8 2/3, but you're doing it for this rare opportunity to get your best reliever this year, Bob Locker, into a game that matters. Let's take a look at Bob Locker. This would be a huge moment for the A's if they could stop this rally right here. Locker, you see, is a righty who's better against lefties. Tolan is a left-handed batter. It's lefties better as well, so it's advantage Oakland here. Bob Locker comes on in the 9th inning to face Bobby Tolan in a 2-1 game with runners at first and second. No base runners needed. As again, you want Vukovic to stick around in this game because of his defense. Helms is at second. Vukovic is at first. Lee May was a pinch hitter who got out. He'll stay at DH, of course. And it's Bobby Tolan versus Bob Locker with first and second and 2 outs in the 9th inning. And here's the pitch. 2-3 off of the Tolan card, rolls to short. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th, and oh my goodness, folks. Boy, the Reds, they got to be thinking, how are we going to do this? We have sent literally 8 more guys to the plate in this game than the A's, but only have a 1-run lead. We have our guy Clay Carroll ready to go, but Gary Nolan is delivering the best pitching performance so far in the World Series for Cincinnati, and he is going to battle, particularly against Reggie. He wants to face Reggie as he's better against lefties than righties. He also has Hegan coming up in this inning. So, it'll be Reggie Jackson versus Gary Nolan in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the pitch. 56 off the Nolan card, flies to right field. Now you got to keep the ball in the ballpark against Gene Tennis and Joe Rudy here. Clay Carroll keeps the ball in the ballpark, but he's still in the bullpen wondering why the phone's not ringing. They're riding Nolan here. The biggest threat is a solo shot at this point. Homer 1 of 17 on the 4-4 for Nolan. No homers off of Carroll. But they're thinking that Hegan is a 329 hitter and Nolan wants to pitch to him versus the lefty Strickland, as Nolan wouldn't break by the time that comes up. So, a lot to think about here in a 1-run game. Gene Tennis versus Gary Nolan. Here is the pitch. 46. He'll get on base. Double 1 of 7. He gets the double. Huge break to get to second base. Now you got Joe Rudy. And now you've made your bet at this point, because Hegan's on deck, and that's what Nolan wants. And Carroll is ready to go, and this would be, Sparky Anderson would definitely have gone to Carroll by now, but I ain't Sparky, and I'm rolling with Nolan. Rolling with Nolan here in the 9th. He's only given up a fluke triple, and this double is the first time his card's been touched. And the batter is Joe Rudy. The pitch to Rudy. 6-10. This is third X, but we got the 1 at third base. He's an E22, though. 1 E22 defensive third baseman. Makes the play. Now, that would have ended the game if Tennis would have missed that double 1 of 7 chance. It would have been an inning double play. But this is what they wanted. Let's take a look at Mike Hegan. Tons of hits on his card, but Nolan's better against lefties. And your chances of Strickland as a lefty coming in against Hegan, it's not that great, as Strickland's not that great against lefties either. This is Nolan and Hegan. This is the matchup we want. 2-1, bottom of the 9th of Game 3 for home field. Here is the pitch. 1-9! It is going to be a strikeout, and they stick with Gary Nolan. Now we can call him Gary Big Game Nolan, complete game in the World Series. This is a sea change moment for the Reds. Heck, this could change the entire decade. As Gary Nolan says, don't go to the bullpen, let me finish this thing. And he does. No need for Clay Carroll. Masterpiece. A 2-1 Cincinnati nail-biting win. We didn't think they'd have the advantage in the low-scoring games. Or if we did, it would be because their bullpen's better than the Oakland bullpen. But we didn't think a starting Cincinnati pitcher would outduel an Oakland pitcher. And Kenny Holtzman loses his... Well, he didn't get a complete game. That's right, 8 2/3. He still hasn't thrown a complete game. But Ken Holtzman loses 2-1 in Game 3. Your Cincinnati Reds have reclaimed home field that they lost in Game 1. What a wild series this is. One of the wildest 2-1 games I can remember playing, simply because of that low score. But the bizarre errors and the triple chance and an error here and guys getting caught stealing on both sides. Locker came on in the 9th, did what he needed to do. Holtzman, what are you going to do? 8 hits, 2 runs. Only 1 was earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Gary Nolan was just too much today. Tamed the big bad Oakland A's. 6 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts, complete game. Now you got the Red bullpen completely rested for the rest of the series. Games 4, 5, and 6, and 7 if necessary. 1009, 0109, 2816. 1537 3715. This has been the best World Series in the last 3 years for me. The last 2, Baltimore swept Cincinnati in 4. And then last year, the Mets beat the Tigers in 5. This has been worth the price of admission, I guess. Historically, it would have been as well. These teams played 7 games in 72 with a different cast of players. No Joe Morgan, notably. No Joe Morgan, no Matty Alou, no Blue Moon Odom. So, that is Game 3 of the 1973 World Series. When we come back tomorrow for Game 4, we're going to go back where we started from. Blue Gullet. Blue needs to even this thing up. He won Game 1. Last time we saw Vida Blue, he served up a single to Tony Perez in the bottom of the 9th, and the tie run was rambling around third base, but he got gunned down to the plate. So that's how Blue finished Game 1. Turning around to center fielder and patting his glove and saying, "Thank you for giving me a win." Blue is going to be at home against Don Gullet. It's Blue Gullet Volume 2. Antuofermo Hagler 2. Hagler Hearns 2. Big heavyweight battle in Oakland. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one.